Welcome. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on programming languages. We're going to take you from that feeling of confusion when you look at code to the clarity of actually creating something. And I promise it's going to be a lot easier than you think. Let's dive in. I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to think about it? You tap a button on your phone, how does it know to open your camera, or play that song, or send a text? It's not magic, not at all. It's code. It's just a very specific set of instructions that makes the whole thing work.
And that's really all a programming language is. Think of it like a bridge. It's the thing that connects our human ideas, our creativity, to the actions a computer can actually perform. It's the language we use to talk to machines and tell them what we want them to build for us.
So here's our game plan. We're going to explore this huge world of code, figure out how you can find the perfect tool for your goals, lay out your first steps, and then wrap up with the key things you really need to remember. All right, first things first. Let's just acknowledge how massive the world of programming can feel. If you've ever glanced at all the options out there and felt kind of overwhelmed, well, you are definitely not alone.
Okay, you might want to brace yourself for this one. By some estimates, there are over 9,000 programming languages in existence. Yeah, 9,000. That's a huge, intimidating number. How could anyone possibly choose?
But, and this is a big but, here's the good news. You can pretty much ignore almost all of them. The day-to-day reality for people who actually code for a living is way, way simpler. That number shrinks from over 9,000 all the way down to about 50 that are in widespread commercial use. And honestly, most developers build incredible careers by just mastering 2 or 3. So see, your journey isn't about knowing everything, it's about knowing the right things.
So how do you pick from those 50? Well, that brings us to the most crucial part of all of this. Finding the right tool for you. It's just like a toolbox. You wouldn't use a hammer to saw a piece of wood, right? You got to match the tool to the job. This right here is the question that changes everything. What do you actually want to create? Do you dream of building sleek websites? Or maybe you want to dive into huge piles of data? Or create the next viral app? Your goal is what points you in the right direction.
Let's look at 3 of the biggest names out there. Python is fantastic because its syntax is so simple, it's almost like reading plain English. Then you've got JavaScript, which is the engine of the interactive web. You know, all the cool stuff that happens on a web page, that's JavaScript. And then there's Java, the super reliable workhorse for big corporate systems like your bank's app. So you see, they each have their sweet spots and their trade-offs. And this just nails that right tool for the job idea. If you want to build the part of a website that people actually see and click on, well, JavaScript is a must. There's no way around it. But if you're fascinated by AI and want to uncover hidden patterns in data, then Python is the undisputed king, all thanks to its incredible collection of special-purpose libraries.
Okay, but what if you're just starting out and you don't really have a specific goal yet? No problem. For most beginners, the answer is Python. Why? Because its clean, readable style lets you focus on the logic of programming, the ideas, without getting bogged down in a bunch of complicated syntax. It's just a smoother on-ramp into the world of code. All right, so you have a goal. Maybe you've even picked a language. Now for the million-dollar question. What do you actually do next? Let's map it out. Before we jump into the steps, let's get our mindset right. This isn't something you're going to master in a weekend. It's a journey that rewards consistency and just sticking with it. So, be patient with yourself and enjoy the process. So here's your 4-step roadmap. 1. Choose that language based on your goal. 2. Really nail down the fundamentals. Think of this as learning your ABCs. 3, and this is probably the most important one, learn by doing. You have to build things, mess up, fix them, build again. And 4, don't go it alone. Find a community, it's a total game changer. So what are these fundamentals? Well, a variable is just a container for a piece of information. A loop is just a way to tell the computer to do something over and over again, so you don't have to. And debugging? Oh, that's just a fancy word for being a detective, hunting for clues and fixing mistakes in your code. Trust me, every single programmer spends a ton of time doing it. And the best part is, you don't have to figure this out in a vacuum. There are so many amazing resources. You can start with hands-on tutorials on sites like FreeCodeCamp. You can sharpen your skills with practice problems on HackerRank. And when you need help, communities like Reddit's Learn Programming are full of people eager to answer your questions. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's just boil it down to the absolute essentials you should take away from all this. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Let your goal drive everything. That is half the battle right there.
Then spend most of your time actually practicing, writing code, and build all of that on a solid foundation of the fundamentals. That really is the recipe for success.
So the path from feeling confused to becoming a coder is laid out right in front of you. You have the map. You know the first steps to take. The only question left is the really fun one. What are you going to build first?